The Black church has been the seminal force in shaping the history of the African American people. The history of the Black church explores the rich, complex, and nuanced history of faith since our ancestors arrived on these shores all the way to the 21st century.
The church gave people a sense of worthiness. I don't know how we could have survived as a people without it.
To tell this story adequately, I turned to major leaders of the Black church and major social figures in our country, including my friends John Legend and Oprah Winfrey, Yolanda Adams, Pastor Shirley Caesar, Kirk Franklin, and a host of scholars across the country.
We had to have some individual and institutional armor in order to preserve our sanity.
I once was lost.
Music's really the language of the Black church. Spirituals and gospel are woven into the foundation of the church.
The role of music in the Black church is everything.
It sets the tone for how you will feel when the word comes forth.
Women are the backbone of the church.
People need to know that before it was Martin's dream, it was Prathea's prayer.
Women were preaching, they were teaching, they were fighting for our political rights outside of the church, but also fighting for their rights to preach within the church.
We were very quick to address racism, but very slow to address sexism.
At critical moments in our history, you will find the church at the center of our collective life, playing a pivotal role of anchoring our people and inspiring them to greatness.
Okay, that was interesting, huh? So let us look at the Black church. Now, I had a video, I'll link it at the bottom in the description box, where I talked about the failure that Black men have done to the community. And now I'm going to make the same argument to the church. I mean, it's a faulty foundation that people are taking pride in that's actually harming us. So a lot of talk is going on about nuclear energy. And, you know, Russia is at war, with Ukraine, you know, right now. And there's a nuclear plant over there. Chernobyl is like a Chernobyl situation, but I don't think it's in Chernobyl. I'll link an article talking about it in the description box. But anyway, the point that I'm making is that at Chernobyl, they said that it's still a wide radius of area that cannot be lived on by human beings because of the radiation that still permeates, you know, that area. And that's what the Black church has built its foundation on. You have built your foundation on a piece of ground that is poisonous. It is radioactive. Okay? So, if Black people don't wake up and start getting in there and finding the truth, that radiation is going to kill you. It's going to kill your body, and it's going to kill your soul. It's so much information that you're not being told. And all those people that Henry Louis Gates was talking about in that little introduction to the documentary, all those people, Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams, Shirley Caesar, John Legend, they said some pastors, I can't remember them, you know, right now. But we know we got a couple of Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes. Who else? Anybody else that pops in, you know, my head? Anybody? Any Black person connected to Christianity? They have created a whole cloth careers, have made themselves distinguished. Cornel West was on there too. They've distinguished themselves as scholars when they have not even gotten the meat of what the Lord was even talking about. They don't even know what Jesus preached. And they're venerated. These people are out here living real high, comfortable, lauded lives. And they're lying to you. And they're killing our community. They're doing it, oh, well, I intended. This is what good intentions. I don't love this, the phrase, but it always just comes back up in my head. Good intentions. The road to hell is paved with them. So no matter how good you want to produce, if you're using bad product, then it's going to give you a bad result. And I know it's a difficult concept, to grasp, but it's just something we're going to have to get. And if we don't, all this work that people think that they're doing, it's vanity. It is vanity. You're spinning your wheels. And just so important. So important. It really kind of makes me, I'm back and forth. Because coming out of Christianity, I understand how we got in it. My thing is, I now understand that the time that it's going to take for people to actually get in there and find out that truth, it's time most people don't have in their minds, and they don't want to contribute. It's hard. I keep the Sabbath, and it's hard to do it when you by yourself. I don't have anybody I can talk to about Jesus. I have absolutely nobody on this planet I can talk to about Jesus Christ. That is ridiculous. And it's hard to keep yourself, right. The Holy Spirit, has really been working with me. But I need help. I need just as much help as everybody else. And, it makes me mad. It makes me mad because you walk around with this idea that you're some arbiter of truth when it's lies. It's nothing but lies created out of whole cloth. And all of those people, wolves in sheep's clothing. Wolves. And they're making merchandise. That's what Christians are today. They are merchandise for capital, for power. For power. And they are using it. You look at what's going on, on the right. And, people on the left think that it's just people on the right. No, you got Nancy Pelosi. You got Joe Biden. You got Joe Manchin. You got all them jokers up in there. Christians. Christians in both parties helping corporations and government maintain their power. And as a kickback, they get to run around and have limousines and fly around in planes. And so they'll screw you in order to make themselves gain. And they'll use your faith in order to be able to do that. There is no honor in that place in Washington, D.C. They'll talk a good game about honor, but it doesn't exist. And until people start really looking at the truth as something succulent and mouth-watering, oh my goodness, you'll never get it. And you'll be running around here sounding like the fool that I used to sound like when I actually believed in the government. I used to believe in the government. That's how crazy I was. So if I can come from being a nationalist, from being a Christian nationalist, then there has to be somebody else out there. I have a measure of intelligence, and I'm very thankful for it. But I am not the smartest person in the world. So if this is something that he can explain to me, I know full well that there's somebody else out there that can get with what he's talking about in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So I'm not done with this conversation either. I'm going to leave it right here for right now. And I'll talk to y'all.